Imagine counting down to the holidays with a cup of tea, a cozy desk, and a new creative surprise every morning. Grabie's limited edition holiday advent calendar is filled with stationery treasures, craft projects, and a little mystery to make the season feel extra magical. Let's open it all up together. Hi, I'm Erin, and it's no secret that I love an advent calendar, but this one is really special. Huge thanks to Grabie, the folks behind this advent calendar, for supplying the calendar I'm sharing with you today and for sponsoring this video. In case you're new to Grabie, they're an online art and craft store on a mission to uplift and inspire by making art accessible to as many people as possible. Based out of both LA and Shanghai, the Grabie team are big believers in art therapy and the positive effects that being creative can have on our mental health and well-being. That's why 1% of all purchases on grabieart.com go into the Grabie Art Fund. Together with the American Art Therapy Association, the Grabie Art Fund donates art supplies to organizations in underserved communities that run free art therapy programs, making the opportunity to create available to folks who otherwise wouldn't have access to supplies. Whether you're shopping for the advent calendar I'm sharing today, a watercolor palette, acrylic markers, or even subscribing to their monthly scrapbook box, your purchase will be helping Grabie bring art to someone who needs it. Grabie are also participating in the American Art Therapy Association's 56th annual conference this October. You can save 15% on the advent calendar or anything else from Grabie with my code Erin15, and of course the calendar is linked in the description just in case you'd like to do some further investigation for yourself. The advent calendar I'm spoiling today isn't just about the tools though. It's also packed with creative projects designed to get you using those tools, expressing yourself, and having a great time. If you love a surprise, I'd recommend just watching up until the end of day 3 for a little taster without the full reveal, but if you like to know exactly what's in an advent calendar, stay tuned. I'm going to be sharing it all. If you're following along for the full unboxing, let me know which day or project you'd be most excited about in the comments. Let's go! So we have this beautiful box with the cityscape. I love that we're not going like red and green Christmas colors. I really appreciate that this is like just something for everyone to enjoy. We've got 24 days of advent calendar joy in here, so we can count down the 24 days until Christmas. We've got a little drawer here, and it seems to me that that has all of the pieces that will go inside here. We have all these little cutouts, and these have each got the day inside. So day 1 is up here, day 6 over here, day 18, day 2 is down here. I'm not too sure. This one looks like maybe it was supposed to come out. Yeah, that's day 4. And you've got your little diorama kind of setup going on here. It's really fun. I'm gonna go ahead and stack all of these up first just so we can see what the cityscape looks like. So we have all of these little boxes. They've each got the number on them for the day that you're supposed to open them. Some of them are street lamps, some of them are little skyscrapers. We've got some little houses too. It's just so cute. And the color scheme is so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna pop it over here and we will begin to assemble. Oh, that's so much fun. It's funny, I have unboxed advent calendars on my channel before, but I always get to this point and go, which one am I supposed to do first? We start from 1, right? Let's start with 1. And we've got, ooh, days 1 to 3, scan the QR code for your watercolor coloring guide. Merry Mansions. Oh, it's a project. Oh, this is really cool. Over the next 3 days, create charming watercolor bookmarks with cute house patterns. Perfect for gifting to book lovers. Enjoy a pocket set of 12 essential watercolors and shimmering acrylic markers for festive touches. What a great idea. So your first 3 days worth of things that you open go to make this project. Oh, it's a little like reading tracker calendar as well. That's so cute. This is January. We've got February. This is scored, so you can fold it there really easily, which is nice to do. I guess that could fold over your, over the top of your reading journal page if you wanted, or you could obviously use it as a bookmark in a book that you're reading. We've got March, April, May. Oh, gorgeous, like Victorian townhouse. June, July, August. Oh, pretty. September, October, November, and December, and those are not dated on the little calendars. So you could use them anytime. If you didn't decide to use them for 2026, they would still work in future years as well, which is really cool. This is day 2. So I'm guessing this is the watercolor set that goes with that. Yes, it is. So it's a set of 12 essential watercolors, and the color names are on the back with a bit of a gradient for their saturation there, which is a really nice touch. There's a little note that you can find more information about them on grabieart.com. Ooh, caught the swatch cards just in time. Oh, how cool. They actually come with quite a few. Some instructions there on how to use a water brush pen, which is always helpful. Little swatch card for your specific set here, so you can make your own swatches. Never a bad idea. And then it looks like there's some paper included too, which is lovely. A very textured little watercolor card situation. I imagine that would be great for testing out the colors that you've mixed up. I'm guessing, oops, oh, I threw one away. I'm guessing you could use the inside of the tin here as a little bit of a palette if you wanted to. We've got a water brush that fits when disassembled down here, a little sponge to get the excess water off, and your colors up here. Nice kind of primary set. I feel like you could mix a lot from that. I am not any kind of pro artist. Day 3 is this little street lamp over here. And when we open it up, we've got a gold and a silver paint marker. Always a helpful thing in journaling, I find. I use a lot of this kind of thing, but absolutely useful for adding detail to watercolor paintings. What a great idea. They seem like they're the kind that you need to give a bit of a shake to. They've got a little mixing ball inside there. You know I love my silver, so I really appreciate that they've given you a silver as well as a gold. I feel like gold gets all the glory, but silver is stunning. Let's give that project a little go. I'm gonna do the first one and get an idea of how everything works together. I don't have a huge amount of experience with watercolor painting, but I do have a little bit. I've dabbled just a touch. And when you scan the QR code for this project, it takes you to a web page that gives you some examples of how you might like to color in these bookmarks. I started out using their example as the basis for my coloring, but I ended up just winging it and making it up as I went along, and that was really fun too. I love the range of colors in this tiny little palette. I think they give you lots to work with here. You could really mix anything from these. I have loved this really romantic idea for a while now of just taking a watercolor palette and a tiny little watercolor pad out with me and painting landscapes, plein air, just outside, painting what's in front of me. This, I think, would be the ideal watercolor palette for that. I would recommend filling out the swatch card first before you start actually painting your bookmarks though, because at this point I really needed to know what I was working with to mix some colors that I wanted, so I found this really helpful. I think I should have done this first. I also ended up switching to some brushes that I already had rather than the little water brush that comes with the kit. I found that for some of the finer details I was having trouble getting the brush to behave the way I needed it to, probably more to do with my inexperience than with anything wrong with the brush. But I found this such a beautiful experience. I had an audiobook on and I was just listening to that and feeling really cozy while I painted this. It was such a good time. It took me about an hour to do this one, so if you were trying to pace them out, you could do one a day, and I think that would be a pretty sustainable way to approach it. And the two metallic acrylic markers just gave it such a magical touch with the tiny little hint of shine. You can't super see it on camera here, but it's much more visible in person, I promise. It just made it twinkle just that little bit. Back to the calendar, we're going to check out day 4 now. What's in the box? Oh, this looks interesting. I see ribbons. Oh, these little tags. I love that there's a card inside to tell you what's going on. They're little gift tags or ornaments. Hang on, let me read. Get ready for holiday crafting with our project from day 4 to day 7. I love that the projects go along with what you receive, so there's a little activity involved. I feel like this would be so fun to do with kids. This fun activity focuses on coloring your own gift tags. We provide 15 pre-printed gift tags on heavyweight marker paper. Yeah, that's thick, that's cardstock. Your tags will be the perfect festive touch for your holiday gifts. So day 4 is these, and then the markers and things come in the next few days. Let's have a look at each one. We've got a little bauble, star, once again, this is probably easier to see if I do them one at a time. Bauble, star, stocking, tree, mitten, bauble but different, bauble but also different, a bell, starry bauble, candy canes, star cookie, it looks like a cookie, double bells, a filled stocking, snowman, and a present. Do you know what? We're not a big gifting family, but I do think these would be really cute, like as decorations on your Christmas tree. Dual purpose, so that's really fun to see. So day 5 will be for coloring in those tags. Oh yeah, we've got 4 markers here, but they're dual colors. So you've got like magenta and purple in this one by the looks of it. Let's have a look at the nibs. Oh, they're brush pens. I love a brush pen. That makes me really happy. They look like they'd be nice and flexy too. I don't want to get stuff all over my fingers. Quick drying, water-based, non-toxic, brush tip, dual tone color markers. Cool, and then we've got, this one looks like it's blue and green. This one looks like it's blue and green, yellow and red, And this one, what are you? Black? I can't say for sure, but at a guess, black. And that one looks like it's got something warmer going on. I will swatch these and we'll try out one of the coloring projects once we see what else we're opening up for the pens. Oh, I'd actually put 6 in backwards, so the other side of the packaging doesn't have the number on it. So you want to make sure that when you put them in, you have the number facing forward. Rookie error. Day 6, we've got 4 markers in here as well. These are the glitter gel pens. Check out those colors. They look like fun. The barrel says extra large ink cartridge, rollable tip, iridescent colors, non-toxic and acid-free. And day 7 is right behind 6 here. Ooh, 2 big boys in this one. Ooh, these are dual tips as well. Look at, wow. I have time traveled back to the 90s and I love it here. So these ones are the jumbo medium tip, quick drying, water-based, UV resistant, blendable, acid-free glitter markers. This one's yellow and orange by the looks. We've got a pink and blue. Stunning. Oh, and these ones have got a shaky inside too. Let's see how all of those go when we color in our tags. Once again, when you scan the QR code for this project, it shows you an example, but this time it's in video form so you can see the markers in action. Since my background is in journaling, I definitely wanted to make sure I was giving all of these pens a really good swatch and test first, so we're jumping into my research and development journal, and I'm just trying out the brush markers both for their color, but also to see if you can letter with them, because that's important to me. I really like these dual tone brushes. They have a really nice soft brush tip on them, so you can get a lot of variation in your line weight depending on how hard you press. I found it much easier than I expected to get a nice thin upstroke on my lettering. I found the glitter gel pens a little bit trickier. A couple of them I was having some trouble getting the gel ink to come through. The purple one worked straight away, which was great, and also this champagne-y kind of warm gold color worked really well too, but the green and the blue just didn't really want to play with me right away. And it took me a minute to work out the best way to get the tips primed for these big glitter markers as well, but I worked it out after a little while. Rather than just pressing it down and holding, I found it worked better to kind of pump the pen a little bit, push it down and hold it for a second repeatedly, and that will get the color moving through a little bit faster. Lovely texture on these markers though, and I really like how opaque they are too. I've sped things up quite a bit here so that this video doesn't end up super duper long, but here's a little example of that technique. So I'm just pushing the pen down over and over again, and that does get the color moving through a lot faster. Now that I have a really good idea of what all of these colors look like on some paper, I'm going to jump in with this beautiful little bell tag. I wanted to try one that had lots of little bits on it so I could try out as many of the colors as possible. I really wanted to highlight this lovely kind of copper tone from one of the glitter markers, and I think in doing so I really made my bell look like a pudding, and I love that. I'm actually very happy with that. Here's an up-close look at my coloured in bell gift tag. I think it looks so cute, but I really didn't want to give up on those 2 gel pens that weren't working for me, so I went back to my journal and just had a really good scribble. I pressed pretty hard, I tried it from different angles, and eventually I got the colour coming through, so those pens are just fine. That was just me not being patient enough. Okay, number 8. Number 8 is down here at the front, a little one, just a little house, and inside here, I've got a little instruction card. Days 8 to 12 apparently here. Oh, it's a tiny little booklet. Beautiful emerald green kind of color. What are our instructions here? Project 3, doodle up the season. For capturing holiday memories, you'll receive a high quality mini marker pad that won't bleed. That's this guy, making it the perfect surface for your drawings. They want us to memory keep. That's so nice. I like doing that anyway in my bullet journal, but yeah, I can do mini doodles to memory keep my Christmas. Absolutely, how fun. Just want to have a little look at the paper that's in here. I don't know exactly. I would guess that's probably about 100, 120 maybe GSM. Just bright white paper. I don't know much about it besides that it's smooth. It's not textured like our watercolor paper earlier. Very sweet. Day 9 is just behind here. These are our fine liners. Oh, very nice smooth barrels on these ones. I really like how that feels. The 05 and the 03, we'll have a little look at the tips. This one's the 05. Very nice. And the 03. Lovely. Those are for our detail work, and they're waterproof, so no smudgy. Number 10 is here with a set of 3 alcohol markers, and they've got codes on top and tip colors so we know what we're doing here, which is great. Looks like we've got a chisel tip on one end and a brush tip on the other. I'm not a huge user of alcohol markers most of the time because they bleed through your typical bullet journal page, and that's where most of my creative practice happens, is in a bullet journal. But for a project, for the right thing outside of my journal, absolutely. Oh yep, that smells like an alcohol marker. It's been a while since I smelled one. So gray, kind of a lime green and orange here. Good stuff. That was 10. I need 11, that's 18. The pink one in the back corner here. 3 more alcohol markers in here. A yellow, a blue and a red, very primary colors here. Just the same as before. Alcohol markers with a chisel tip and a brush tip. And I think they said there were glitter pens too, so that's probably what's in here in number 12. Oh yes, fantastic. As ever, a glitter gel pen takes me right back to high school Japanese class, because this is what we preferred to use to learn hiragana for some reason in like 2001. We've got a blue, a silver, a pink, and a kind of bronzy gold. Lovely colors there. Also, there's glitter in the barrels of the pens, which I just think is a really nice touch. Look, I don't claim to be a great artist. Grabie's whole thing is that anyone can make art anyway. That's, you know, art therapy. We're supposed to just have a good time with this. So let's see what I can create with the items they've supplied for this project. Once again, when we scan the QR code for this project, it takes us to a little video that demonstrates an example of what you might do here. Don't let this intimidate you because their artwork is really good. Your artwork is going to be great no matter what you do. The goal here is to have a really good time, not to be perfect. I always like to know what I'm working with when it comes to pens, so once again I'm just going to swatch everything, give it a little test right. These alcohol markers, I knew were going to bleed through the page here, but I just wanted to demonstrate to you what that means because I'm very interested to see how this tiny notebook holds up. They say it won't bleed. This is what we're looking for. That's what bleeding through the page in my 160 GSM Archer and Olive bullet journal looks like. I don't know what kind of paper you need to avoid this. It has happened in every kind of paper that I have ever come across, so I'll be very interested to see if their journal really can handle it. None of the glitter gel pens gave me any trouble this time around. They all just wrote beautifully from the beginning, and this color scheme I really like. I think I will get a lot of use out of these particular gel pens. I also love a waterproof fine liner regardless of the size. I use that kind of thing all the time, so I'm very happy to have these joining my collection. I just wanted to show you the shine on these glitter gel pens. They are so pretty when they catch the light. At the time I'm recording this, it is October, so obviously I don't have any holiday memories from Christmas time just yet. So I've gone for my default doodle, which is a little floral wreath with really just 3 different kinds of flower. There's kind of a scribbly rose, there's this 4-petaled thing that I don't know what it is, and there's another 3-petaled thing that I am interspersing sometimes, and I guess like a little tendril as well. I used the 05 fine liner for most of the line work here, just jumped back in with the tiny little 03 for some extra details. And I assigned a different color of my alcohol markers to a different part of the picture. So all of the roses will be red, all of the 3-petal flowers will be yellow, all of the 4-petal flowers will be orange, we've got some green in there, and I'll make those little tendril things blue. My reasoning here was that it might end up looking Christmassy because it's a wreath, but it definitely has a bit more of an autumn vibe, which I'm fine with because that's the season that half of the world is in right now. I'm not, but some of you are. I wanted to make sure I was using every color and I hadn't used the gray yet, so I'm just adding that as a background behind everything. And it was looking a little bit streaky, but the great thing about alcohol markers is that you can go over them and everything will just kind of smooth out. It doesn't change the saturation of the color, it just adds a little bit more smoothness. Of course, we had to use some of the glitter gel pens as well, so I've just added some little scribbly accents over the top with that, and here's what she looks like now. This has got me wishing I could use alcohol markers in my bullet journal because I loved the experience. They were so satisfying to use, and that little pop of shine from the gel pens just really makes it. Let's turn the page and see. It hasn't bled through. It has ghosted a little, but no bleeding at all, which is kind of amazing. How did they do that? That's wizardry. I don't understand. We're now halfway through. We're going to open number 13. Oh, what is this? This looks fun. Tell me about this project. Keyring Jingle Joy. This is for days 13 to 16. This project invites you to turn pre-cut shrink pattern paper. Oh, are there shrinkies? Shrinkables? Shrinky dinks? What are these called? This is fun. This project invites you to turn pre-cut shrink pattern paper into charming keychains that spread seasonal cheer. You'll receive everything you need, including ball chains. Oh, that's what these are. Okay. Gather your friends and let's create adorable key rings to gift and enjoy the holiday season. Fantastic. Let's have a look at these. So here are our ball chains, so we can turn them into key rings. Probably one per shrinky thing, right? And then we'll have a look at these one at a time. We've got teddy bear, little elf guy, Santa. He looks wired. Look at those eyes. Oh, this must be after he's been around the world. Enjoy every moment in a groovy font. This cold little bird, also a cold little bird. This one I think is an owl, maybe. Oh, I like this one, a robot. Why not? And a little reindeer. But I think they're supposed to be plushies because they've got like patchwork of little fixes on them and stuff. Cute. I wonder, I'll have to check out the QR code for this one so that I know which side I'm supposed to color on because I don't really know. Onward to the markers for this project. This one is 14. Oh, these look fun. Grabie acrylic marker. Extra fine tip, quick drying, water-based, UV resistant, blendable and acid free. A blue, a red, a yellow and a green. These ones have got the little mixing ball inside. They're supposed to be a fine tip. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, that is lovely actually. That is a pretty fine tip. These are the kind of paint markers I think where you need to, I'm gonna do it on my nail, press down to get the paint to start to come through into the tip. Yeah, it started to saturate a little bit there already, but I'm not ready to do it right now, so just for demonstration. But that is a really nice fine tip. It's a firm tip, it's not a brush tip, although you could be forgiven for thinking that. Very excited to try these. 15 is this little guy hiding in the corner. I think these are the black and white versions of the markers, same ones, yeah. I'm very keen to test this out. I love a white acrylic marker for fixing mistakes in my journal. This may become like the most important part of my arsenal. And the black as well, which I have been considering maybe using a blackout journal for my next bullet journal, so that could serve the same purpose, just on a different colored page. But for purposes of this project, I'm excited to see how they go. And 16 is this one right here. Oh yeah, so much glitter. We've got a pink and a purple glitter marker. These are quite large barreled. Oh, cool. So same kind of idea with a paint marker. This one's more of a bullet nib than a fine tip though. You gotta push it down to get the paint to start to saturate the tip. These look fun. And they do have instructions. Maybe it's easier to see on this one, on the barrel here, for how to get that paint flowing if you're having trouble. I am unreasonably excited as a 37-year-old woman to try this out. So let's give these shrinkies a go. Incredibly grateful to have the QR code tutorial for this one because that told me which side I needed to be coloring on, and it's the rough side, so very appreciative for that. I wouldn't have known. It also gives you the information for what temperature to set your oven to in order to shrink the shrinkies and make them into the size that they're going to be and harden them up and everything, which is really useful. I actually don't own an oven, so I'm gonna have to do a bit of a workaround for mine, but it's okay. I've got it sorted out. I've done some research and I know what to do. This time we've got the acrylic markers, so these ones again require you to push down the top so that the acrylic will start to flow through the nib. I don't know if it's just because they have a smaller tip on this kind of pen, but it comes through a lot faster than the really jumbo ones, so I didn't wait anywhere near as long to get those through, but I did still try the same kind of pumping action and that seemed to work really well. Once the color's flowing through, you don't have to press down on the tip anymore. It seems to just continue flowing really naturally after that. These ones are not brush markers, so they just give you a solid single thickness line. And I think the white one and I are going to be really good friends. It's hard for me to demonstrate it on the page how well it works in the journal context, but because it's a really fine tip, you can get into small areas, fix tiny mistakes in journals. I think it's fantastic. Big fan of the colors of these two glitter markers as well, the purple and the pink. The pink is kind of a mauvey pink and I just thought it was so beautiful. I wanted to show you the shine on these glitter markers, so I'm holding it up for it to catch you, but they're still kind of wet as well, so just keep that in mind. I really wanted to do Tired Santa. There's just something about his face that speaks to me, so I thought we would start there. Unfortunately, I shoved one of his feet into the still wet glitter marker swatch on the page. I found that I just couldn't really see what I was doing on the desk surface, so I needed the white of the journal behind him to see where I was putting everything, and I forgot about my wet glitter marker, so he's got a bit of a pink toe now, but I think that's okay. And I didn't get to try out enough of the colors on Santa, so I'm also doing the robot with those beautiful glitter markers, and I wanted to see if I could mix the colors of these acrylic markers too. I managed to get an orange and a lighter green. I have an air fryer and a microwave, but the internet tells me neither of those are suitable for shrinking this kind of paper, so I'm going with a heat gun instead, which is a little bit wild. I did think at this stage that all was lost and I had completely ruined it, but if you just keep the heat on it for long enough, eventually it flattens itself back out again and you're like, oh, that actually really worked. Okay. Look at his little legs just flatten themselves out. Wow. I was feeling a little bit more confident for Santa. I knew I could just trust the process for this one. Look at him do a little body roll. He's like a K-pop dancer. Amazing. I'm guessing in an oven with the heat application being more even, they would be a little flatter than mine. Mine are a touch wobbly, but I really, really like them. Look how cute they are. Here they are compared to some of the original ones, so you can see how much they shrink when you heat them up. And let's give them their little chains as well. I really like that the colors of the ball chains they've supplied match really well with the pens, so that you can kind of mix and match depending on what you chose to color in your robot with. For instance, mine is purple. Santa gets a red one, because of course Santa gets a red one. I had so much fun doing this project.
17 was right at the front and I nearly missed it because I was looking back there for some reason. This will be a new project, I think, too. What have we got here? Oh, it's another little notebook. This one's red, the other one was green, Christmas colors. I see what you're doing here. Days 17 to 20 on our card here with the project. Oh, this one has dot grid paper. Oh, I love dot grid paper. You know this about me. And it's kind of creamy too. It's not bright white, and I wish more journals had that, honestly. What do we got here? Project 5, Creative Countdown to the New Year. Join us from day 17 to day 20 for our best stationery selection. Ooh, that will inspire your creativity. This project invites you to embrace the holiday spirit and jot down your bright future with our thoughtfully curated supplies. Each day brings a new tool to help you plan and express your ideas. This sounds perfect for me. That was 17, so 18, 19, 20. 18 is this guy right here. Oh, okay. Oh, these are interesting. No further information on the barrels of these ones, but these have to be the erasable pens. I am a big fan of erasable pens. My first bullet journal back in 2017, I actually used exclusively erasable pens for like an entire year as training wheels to help me get past the perfection block that comes with that kind of thing. So if you're gonna just erase the thing that you've done, you don't get bogged down in, oh no, I made a mistake. I love that they're modeled after pencils. So you rotate the eraser part to get the tip to pop out. They have a little red wax bit on the tip so that they don't dry out or leak or anything. And then you can actually use the eraser as an eraser, which is great. I love that they feel like pencils. They're very matte too. The grip feels like pretty good. This kind of pen usually works with heat. So when you erase a line you've made with these, the heat actually makes the color of the ink disappear. It's still on the page, you just can't see it anymore. And that means if you're placing whatever you've used them on somewhere hot, you can lose whatever you put down in this pen. I've heard that if you put them in a freezer, you can get it back, but you'll also get your mistakes back. So do with that what you will. I don't think it's enough of an issue to prevent people giving these pens a go. I think erasable pens are a really cool thing. And I think it's really thoughtful that they've included them in this part of the project where people do get really bogged down in perfectionism. So I love this. 19 is right at the front here. And these are, oh wow, note-taking pens. They've got two tips on them. They've got a 0.5 down this end and a 3.5 millimeter up this end, which is very thick actually. Let's have a look at that. This is the black, wait, I'm confused. That looks very fine. Okay, so I don't think the measurements here relate to the side that they're written on, but the symbol does. So this end is the chisel tip. It's like a highlighter over here. And then the 0.5 millimeter fine liner is over this side. But this is a cool concept. So you have your highlighter and your fine liner writing pen in one. And this one looks really interesting because this ink color looks like it's kind of an orangey, something very bright. And then you've also got your fluoro highlighter down here. Very interesting. Keen to give these a go. Number 20. These ones are called Color Magic markers. I don't know what that's about yet, but the barrel has glitter on it, which I think is really cool. And I really enjoy this, like the efficiency of having all these dual tip markers that have different colors and different ends, because wow, is that space saving? I really appreciate that. So green and pink in this one. It looks like navy and orange, which is a cool contrast in the bottom one here. These look like fun. What's the magic? I must know. Chisel tip? Both ends? Yeah, oh, no, this end's a bullet nib and the green is a chisel. Very interesting. That one's, it's looking a little frosty, like the glitter is just sitting there waiting for me.
Isn't it funny that the project that is the most similar to what I actually do as a creative practice was the most difficult for me? The demo video makes a cleaning list breaking it down by daily chores and weekly chores and monthly chores, and they show off those magic pens really well too, I think. I usually rely pretty heavily on stickers and washi tape for my journaling practices, so this was a little outside my comfort zone to go back to just pens, even though I did that for years too. But there is no pen more forgiving than an erasable pen, and the fact that these are adorable colors too is just so much fun. I think the note-taking pen is a really cool idea, but you wouldn't want to highlight over it straight away with the highlighter end. It did smear up quite a bit, so you're going to want to wait for it to really dry down before you highlight. Otherwise, put your highlight down first and then take your notes over the top of it. And as for the magic pens, what I didn't realize is that one side is a base color and the other side is the color that will change over the top of the base color. So the pink over the top of the light blue on the bottom there, and the orange is supposed to go over the top of the purple. I'm setting up a little hypothetical what's on today for the 21st of December. I really like the pink over the top of that aqua. I think that's a really nice combo. I couldn't get the other one to give me quite as much contrast, but I do think that top combo is really cute. I'm writing underneath that, "For sleeps till Santa," although thankfully in real life we have a little bit more than that still, and I'm going to use the right page for kind of a to-do list and a little what's on today. So theoretically, today, the 21st of December, we're going to Carol's in the Park. We're going to see Fire Truck Santa. Is that a thing where you live? It's a thing for us in Australia. Wrap some presents. We've got to put the star on the tree. Very idealized here. We're going to make hot chocolate. No, we're not. I'm going to erase it, and we're going to make eggnog and be merry. I kind of love the idea of a tiny pocket bullet journal. This is so sweet.
We're going to check out number 21. What's going on here? Oh, deck the fridge with art. Oh, they're canvas magnets. Wait, I've played with these before. Literally what it sounds like. It's a canvas that you can paint on, and it's a magnet to go on your fridge. They magnetize to each other. So we've got 4 here. These are for days 21 to 23. Transform your kitchen into a festive gallery with vibrant acrylic markers on magnetic canvases. When I played with these with a friend one time, we did watercolor, but I think acrylic markers would be way easier. Let your artistic flair shine as you create cheerful designs that will make your fridge a holiday focal point. 22 back here with the mountains in the distance or something. I think that's what's going on there. When it comes to pens, there is little I love as much as a brush tip acrylic marker. Again, we've got dual tones, so these ones I think are interesting because they're kind of related. Some of the others were very different colors, but we've got like a dark blue, a light blue, a bright orange and a yellow, a green and a lighter green, and a red and a pink. Very cool. Let's have a look. Lovely. Oh, lovely brush tip on these. I love using this kind of thing with stamps, actually. Gorgeous. Yeah, you just color in the surface of the stamp, pop it down, and then you don't have to have a million stamp pads because you have lots of pens. So you can just choose from the colors you already have. Quick drying, water-based, non-toxic. Love that they both have the same nice chunky brush tip as each other. So excited about these. 23, I actually think the box for this one kind of looks like a pencil, right? You see it? It's cute. Some more dual tip acrylic marker action here, but this one is a little bit different. We've got a dot tip on this end, which is like a really big blunt bullet tip. This is so good for making lists and things because you can just go ... and use that like a checkbox, but it looks better than a checkbox because all you had to do was go boop. And the other side is a fine tip, so like a typical bullet nib, but quite a small one. So you can make nice lines with this for calendars and stuff. My head is just living in the context of bullet journaling, but of course you can use this for a billion other things too. I haven't been looking for this on a lot of the markers, but these ones I've just noticed do have numbers on the top here, 610 and 638, so I imagine there's a huge range of these. And we've got black as well as this kind of purple brown by the looks.
The examples, when you scan the QR code and watch the example video for this one, are so cute. And they made really good use of those dot markers, but I kind of didn't so much. That said, I enjoyed the experience of just spending I think it was about 25 minutes just playing with these paint markers on this little canvas. I had such a good time and I found it so much more approachable than using paint in a tube, you know, like gouache or something. The markers are opaque enough that you can layer them up and hide your mistakes, which I really appreciate. And having a darker and a lighter end of these pens in the same color, I think is just genius because it gives you so much scope for adding shadows. I made a little gingerbread house out in a forest near some mountains, I guess, and I cheated a little bit here. I used the white acrylic marker from earlier. This one wasn't really included for this project, and it didn't go super well. It skipped a bit over the texture of the canvas, but I still think it came out great, and I loved the touch of white. And you know what? It looks really cute on my fridge too.
And 24 is our very last day. Let's find out what we've got. Oh, wow. Oh, the surprise is these, and these are a new product that they're announcing. This is a really cool way to launch a product. Wow. Last day wonder drop. We're excited to announce the launch of our brand new dual tone highlighters on day 24. As one of the first to experience these vibrant highlighters, you'll be able to add color to your notes during office work, study sessions, or creative projects with ease. Tell me these would not look out of place as a giant prop on the set of Art Attack. Look at that packaging, that's so good. Once again, I mean, Duo mark, it's right there in the name. We've got 2 tips on these. This is interesting. What do we got here? This is a really bright pink chisel tip, like so bright, love it. Cap on that one's kind of cool and space age. And the other end, also a chisel tip with a very different packaging. Are they same size? I think so. But this end is green. Ooh, and then this one we have your traditional fluoro green yellow highlighter on this end. And on this side, we've got orange. Look how bright that is, wow. Do you know what I'm also seeing here is goosebumps. Like, wow. And those are the 24 days of Grabie's advent calendar.
Grabie's limited edition holiday advent calendar is available for pre-order right now at $99.99 US, although it's actually only $85 if you use my discount code Erin15. And Grabie offer free shipping on orders over $59.99, yes, even internationally. I'd love to hear what you think of Grabie's holiday advent calendar. Let me know which day or project you think is the most exciting in the comments down below. And you can grab your own Grabie advent calendar at the link in the description. Huge thanks again to Grabie for sponsoring this video and sending me this advent calendar so I could share it with you. If you're keen to keep watching and talking stationery with me, here's a link to my stationery hauls playlist, and underneath that is a video YouTube has chosen just for you.